A very good afternoon and welcome to our very conversation. Remember, it is on a Sunday and we just have to tell you of what shall be happening inside our very own platform. Remember, we are having a very educated guest. The man sitting here is a man whose voice is still echoing in the leadership room of the Sigalagala National Polytechnic, call it TSNP. The man joining us is none other than Mr. Samuel Wafula, the 12th president of the Sigalagala National Polytechnic. I am Musoka, but before, remember, the team that is here ready to take you through whatsoever that we call production is led by Michael Kenyatta and also Ken Cheriot. Therefore, get tweeted at Musoka, at Fourth Mike Media, where every voice matters, and again, at his handles, Samuel Wafula, my oh my. And also, you can see at my backyard, there is a very late t-shirt. It is written Fourth Mike Media. This is a t-shirt, you can get it at only 500 Kenyan shillings. Remember also there are our contacts there, so you can reach at us in case you have got any event or anything to cover that needs to be voiced. Just call us and we shall really appreciate. We do adverts, we do event coverage and so many other things related to media. That's not what we're going to discuss today. Today we're going to engage ourselves in a very significant topic. Remember, it's student mental health and campus pressure. Now, Mr. Wafula, please introduce yourself more.
Okay, thank you, Senior. As I said earlier, I'm so-called Wafula Wanjala Samuel, the 12th president of the Great Sigalagala National Polytechnic. And I humble myself to be in such a wonderful place. Actually, indeed, it is an opportunity on its own. Therefore, I feel like it's also another platform whereby I have also to air out the issues that maybe affects the leadership of, or maybe the fraternity of Sigalagala National Polytechnic. Therefore, I also desire, always feel like I would enjoy at the end of the session, I will express myself, and also you are also free to express yourself as far as answering and questioning questions are concerned. I mean,
wow,
thank you.
Thank you very much. First of all, congratulations for securing the win as the 12th president.
Thank you.
You know, I never congratulated you because there was a lot of things to do. So, welcome, and I would like to ask, please tell us, how is the going in Sigalagala?
Okay, fine. Sigalagala is going on well, despite of the challenges, but I do believe that the challenges do come today to make you strong tomorrow. Therefore, at the end of the day, we do desire that, also we do pray that God will make us conquerors over the very challenges, and we shall come up the winners over the very challenges. Sigalagala, we are progressing on well. Studies are ongoing. Despite of the loss of one of our brother on Monday during Mandamano last week, I mean this ending week. But we also thank God that at least we have come to the situation and everything is going on. The studies and the whole programs of the school are running smoothly. So I also want to take also this platform to thank the comrades, or else the entire fraternity of Sigalagala, for cooperating with the administration, the leadership of Sigalagala, to ensure that at least they hear from us and do the very things that we do expect from them. Yeah, thank you.
Once again, sorry for the demise of one of your comrades. And of course, there was I am an alumni of the Sigalagala National Polytechnic.
Okay.
So it is like I've lost one of my family members.
Allow me also to say sorry on behalf of the Sigalagala fraternity.
Okay, thank you very much. Madam, please tell us, you had a manifesto. The manifesto you had, I believe it was the same as those opponents that you had also had. So, where are you taking Sigalagala to?
Okay, fine. As I can compare myself, maybe my opponents had as many manifestos, maybe to some extent, comrades felt like maybe due to very many agendas they might come up with that they may fail to fulfill. But I just came up with the very few manifestos whom I feel like personally I can fulfill as far as the well-being of Sigalagala is concerned. One of the very manifestos was transparency. I was to ensure is there transparency among the administration, or the school stakeholders and the students. And number two was to ensure that the very lower comrades from the very poor background also feel counted in the Sigalagala system. That's in terms of paying school fees and registering for the exams. So I was to ensure as the leader or else the president of Sigalagala National Polytechnic, this man or this lady is also heard and also considered as far as his well-being or her well-being in the school is matters a lot in terms of to ensure that at the end of the year, at the end of the course, will she be able or he able to graduate because of the leadership? Maybe how has it helped him or her to ensure that he fulfills or she fulfills, I mean, the desires or the achievement that she had as a comrade.
Wow.
Yeah.
And let me ask this question. It's a question from one of our fans.
Yes.
They go to tell me that, please ask this, Mr. President, that where is the position of people with disability? You know, these are people that usually have a voice, only that at times they are not given the platform. So, in your ruling, in your governance, where is the position of these people?
Okay, fine. First, if I may begin, in leadership, we also consider these people living with disabilities. We have their representative, that's one. We also count them as their brothers and sisters. And then two, we also, as a student council or as a student leadership body, we issue out bursaries. And during this, we also ensure that at least we do also include them in the very program. Number three, we normally have meetings in our school whereby we, at the end of the day, we give some allowances. We do ensure that we get a certain percentage from the people living with disabilities. They also have to attend the very meeting. And then maybe on another thing, we consider them as our brothers. You can see, we may find a brother who is unable, who is not in a position, I mean, to see. So we do send those ones in a position who can help them, I mean, and maybe is there maybe any program away from the school. We also ensure that we also include them so they feel counted and feel like they are part of the family. So Sigalagala Fraternity, Sigalagala National Polytechnic, I think is the very school, the only school which considers those people living with disabilities. I mean, yeah.
And talk of it in terms of leadership.
Yes.
Where are they in terms of leadership? Because what you said is very right.
Yes.
And I'll talk of the leadership. Leadership here that I'm talking about, you know, there are those positions that are meant for those people.
People with disabilities.
Yeah. And do you have circumstances or rather instances whereby there are people holding those positions that are not people with disability? Or those positions are just given to those people?
Sorry, like I may say, one, they have their representative who is the student, among the student council leader. And maybe, let me take, we may have a program in a school whereby we do consider him, he's a guy known as Honorable Victor. So we do consider him to ensure that he do mobilization and to ensure that these people, one, we have mayorship in our school whereby the CS Home Affairs do employ these guys from various departments, and they are given first priority as far as, okay, even if he will not or she will not work, but at times that's an opportunity also. You have to consider him or her as far as consideration is concerned, I mean. Therefore, I don't think if we do leave them behind, we do consider them always in terms of not only leadership, but anything that, if Wafula is there, and then is there any person with a disability also there? I think that's what the very spirit that leads us to ensure that we do include our brothers and sisters living with disabilities.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I know, Mr. President, you know, as you stepped into the office,
Yes.
I know there were a lot of challenges that you met.
Yeah, exactly.
Or everything went on smooth?
No, not really actually.
Okay. Now, how did you cope up with the challenges and ensure that the office you hold gets to do whatsoever that the comrades demand? Because number one, you've talked about integrity.
Yeah.
And number two, you've talked about transparency.
Yes.
Now tell us, how are you cooperating with the students to bring about these achievements?
Okay, one, I may take this leadership of Sigalagala with an example of maybe a man is getting married to a woman whereby first, you will not introduce your own principles without maybe learning and seeing how maybe this lady behaves. So first, after we had stepped in the very office of the leadership of Sigalagala, you have to learn the very environment of the very leadership. You hear from the administration first, because I may come with a suggestion which might be against the school, you know, and maybe to the student side, I might be considering, and they feel like Wafula is actually doing it. You know, leadership is not about to make you feel happy and then someone somewhere is also suffering, you get. So first, coping up with the leadership or the office of the leadership of Sigalagala, it took us some time, but after now we have learned, now you start now introducing your policies and how you feel like things should work, step by step. But you cannot just once then introduce your principles that how this is Wafula, so I decide, or else I feel something should go this way.
So sorry to cut you short. And how long did it take for you to cope up with everything?
I think it took us almost, personally it took me almost 2 months before I cope up with everything and to learn what to be done and what should not be done in the very system. So actually now I cannot say that I'm 100% coped up with everything and what should be done, because some other things, maybe I may wake up tomorrow senior and then something just come in an emergency way. So I had not prepared for it. So then how will I handle it? I can also say it's all about your intelligence and how super you are in terms of taking things and how you handle things, I mean. So in a leadership also expect anything, because I do believe in a leadership that you do serve people but you do not lead people, I mean, you get. So you are there as a servant. So in case of anything now occurs, are you ready, or else are you in a position to handle, let's tackle the very situation? That's what I believe in.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. And you are really amazing.
Yeah.
I like the way you are responding to the questions.
Thank you.
That's kudos.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you. You know, there is this issue called mental health.
Yeah.
It is not only an issue affecting our country, but it is affecting the world at large. How do you get to handle this issue? Because kuna kitu inaitwa kuinama in campus.
Yeah.
Kuna kitu inaitwa uoga. You know, uoga inakujana na kitu kama maandamano.
Yeah.
You know, there is a lot happening in terms of mental health. How do you get to ensure that students suffering of the same wanapangwa? How do you do that?
Okay, actually, you know, Sigalagala being a national school, or else a national institute, we are around 18,000 students right now.
That's a lot.
And to ensure that maybe you do reach to every and each individual student that maybe kulingana na matakwa yake ama labda zile issues ambazo zinamkumba kidogo inakuwa ni ugumu. Lakini kama shule pia tunakuja, mwanzo nilikuwa nimeongelea nikasema kwamba we normally have our meetings whereby we do give them allowance at least 300 shillings. Senior, whenever you are being given 300 shillings per day, at least you can buy pork pale, kuna tunaitanga pork. Upita pale uchukue sukuma yako na kidogo uingie na unga kwa nyumba. Na si tu mara moja kwa wiki, lakini it normally happens several times in a week, yeah. And maybe as a leader, kuna tu wale ambao wanalemewa kabisa, then they do maybe call you. If you are in a position to help, then you help the brother of yours or the sister of yours. Pia upande wa kanisa pia inatusaidia. As I am speaking now, today we have had that program whereby we shall be having a fundraising towards charity. We are now to engage these students in Sigalagala National Polytechnic. Kuna wangwana ambao ni totally orphans. Therefore, how now the Sigalagala fraternity na wakonsidaje kama wao. So tunataka kuwa na hiyo program whereby we shall have visitors or guests from from outside the school, and pia wa feel kwamba wako miongoni mwa wanafunzi wa Sigalagala. So Sigalagala ina consider yule mwanafunzi ambaye ni mchochole sana vile na labda hali yake si hali. So tunaangalia, na kama kanisa pia imesaidia, tuna kitu inaitwa care groups. Care groups kwamba sisi ni wengi. You can imagine today maybe being a Sunday tumekuwa almost 3,000 in a service.
So many.
You will not recognize, always tell what is affecting who. Therefore tunakuja na kitu inaitwa care groups. Kwa zile care groups kuna wale ambao ni wakilishi. Anajua mtu fulani Wafula anapitia kitu fulani na Nanjala anapitia kitu fulani. So pia through those care groups kuna welfare yao ambayo inasaidia wanafunzi. Kwa siku labda utanunuliwa mboga ama chakula na ama kwa rafiki pia hata kosa kukualika anga uche kitu tumboni. Na pia kwa upande wa shule pia kuna ile welfare ya wanafunzi ambapo kidogo tukilemewa sana, we do also consider them by at least releasing something towards them. As I've told you
How do you release something?
I'm going there. As I have told you earlier that on 5th next month we shall be having our cultural event. There is also another platform whereby I, the president, I can decide to buy almost 200 students and supper that day. You get. Then the very security guards will be there. The security men we normally give them to students. At the end of the day, he is being paid at least 500 shillings. You get. So that one can at least sustain him and feel like he's also in the system. Utakosa kuingia kwa nyumba na chakula.
Okay, please hold on.
Yeah.
You know, you talked a lot, and I was to catch you somewhere, but I saw you were talking something sensible.
Yes.
So I gave you time.
Yeah.
And now, you talked of the 300 shillings
Yeah.
you give to the comrades.
Yes.
Now, do you do it per head or only for the representatives? That's the number.
Okay, we can have a certain number that we say that maybe this meeting we will only require at least 200 students. And the very attentive.
Not even holding any positions, the students.
Just students.
Okay.
Not leaders. In fact, we do not consider leaders because you are a leader, and then why should you consider uko na kichele? So at least to consider mwana ambaye kidogo hana namna. So tunachukuanga randomly whereby tunasema agriculture department we want at least 20 students. Building, civil, fashion and design vile tunakotanga randomly. So ukikuja mapema ndo best. Once tumesema number is now venye tulitaka this our target, tunafunga pale. So next time what we do in that we're circulating, we don't repeat the very people. If you know last week you are in the very meeting, at least you also give a chance to your brother or your sister also to benefit from the very session.
Okay. Before we talk of the regulations of how you get to regulate the students, because kuna hiyo kurudia obvious. Now, tell us, how many students are you targeting kwa hii program?
Which program specifically?
This one ya kuissue 300 shillings.
Or 300. Okay, at most the very maximum yenye ambayo tunaendanga nayo ni 200. Pia unaweza angalia pia unajua 200.
No, like I'm talking at large. Like mna plan ku reach wanafunzi wangapi?
Okay, the very target ambayo tunataka kwa sababu at times it's not about getting that allowance, but at least we are also sharing, you know, it's maybe mentorship program that we are having. So pia tuna target reach around the entire school. So by the end of this, maybe we may target around 20% of the entire school. Those around we might target 2,000 students or comrades before term is, and then next term we also then start with another chapter again.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like untako reach 100% of the students.
Yeah, that's the target.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Now, please tell us, how do you handle this thing called mental health issues that I've talked about? For instance, your Kuinama you've talked about. Now tell us about fear. Because we've had maandamano. You've had maandamano, not necessarily inside the school, but hata watu wakipita tu. Now that the school is located kwa barabara sana. Yes. How do you get to handle that as a student leader or haikuhusu?
Okay, fine. Itanibidi nitumie hekima kidogo kulijibu swala hilo kwamba kama Sigalagala once tuko Isohaland na Isohaland kuna zile culture zao Isukuti si bullfighting si kutoa mwili mochari na imeambatana na reggae, watu wa reggae. So kidogo kama mwanzo last term we faced this challenge whereby you can imagine you are on your exam inakuharas alafu kidogo unasikia reggae inapita nje.